Hello, good morning to everyone. I once again welcome you all to this video lecture series. As from the last video lecture, we have already started the second subtopic from the chapter number first, called as the alkenes. Now, in the last lecture, we completed one important point that is called as the conditions for this particular geometrical isomerism. What are that conditions and how these conditions are helpful for assigning the cis and trans isomerism? So that point we already completed in a last video lecture. Now next to this point, today we are going to take one important point from these alkenes, and that point is called as the nomenclature of alkenes. This is a very important point as far as these molecules or organic molecules are concerned, because unless and until if we don't know what is the proper method for assigning the names for the particular organic molecule, it is very complicated for us to study that molecule in a detail. So for this purpose, it is a very important point from this chapter, as well as this is a very important point for all the organic molecules. So the name of the point is a nomenclature of alkenes. Now you might know that what are the different methods for assigning the names for organic molecules, or especially for alkenes. So there are the two different methods for assigning the names for alkenes. The first important method is called as the common name system. This common name system is used for assigning the names for these alkenes. And the second one of the important method is called as the IUPAC nomenclature system. Now, what is by this IUPAC? This IUPAC stands for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So this is a nothing but the IUPAC nomenclature system. So these two systems are commonly used for assigning the names for the particular alkenes. Now we study these two methods one by one. So initially we take the first method called as the common name system. So what happens in this common name system? The first initial members of these alkenes, we know very well that particular members. I draw the structures for that members. So the first important method, a member, is called as the CH2 double bond CH2. This is the first member of this family. The second member is a CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2. This is the second member of this family. And the third member I take here, CH3 single bond CH double bond CH single bond CH3. So this is a initial members of this alkene family. Now what happens according to this common name system? This system is important or useful for assigning the names for a particular few initial members only. It is its limitations. This system is commonly used for the first particular initial members of this family. According to this system, what happens? Some common names are given. So first member is there, CH2 double bond CH2. So this member is given the name according to this system as ethylene. This is given the name according to this system as ethylene. Second member assigned the name called as the propylene. This is the propylene. This is the second common name for the second alkene member. And the third alkene assigned the name according to this system is called as the butylene. This is called as the butylene. So in this way, some common names are assigned according to this system. The first member give the name called as the ethylene, second is the propylene, and third is called as the butylene. But what happens? This system has some drawbacks. For higher members, this system cannot be applicable, and that's why what happens, one new method is assigned or can be invented, and that method is nowadays commonly used for assigning the names for this particular alkenes. So for this purpose, we have to take now second method into consideration, and that method we already discussed is called as the IUPAC nomenclature system. That system is called as the IUPAC nomenclature system. IUPAC. This IUPAC is a International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So this is a very useful method for assigning the names for alkenes. Now in this method what happens, in order to give the name or give the nomenclature for a particular alkenes, some important rules are there. So you must know that particular important rules. Then and then only it is possible for us to assign the nomenclature for a particular alkene. So we take that rule one by one. So according to this IUPAC, the first important rule is that select longest continuous chain. Select the longest continuous chain. Select the longest continuous chain in a molecule. So for example, if you give the in a particular example, now what you have to do at the first step, you have to select the longest continuous chain of carbon atoms containing carbon-carbon double bond. Means you have to select that particular chain in which the carbon-carbon double bond is there. So that chain must be continuous. It must be continuous in nature. So that is the first important rule for this IUPAC nomenclature system. The second rule is that give the numbering to the particular carbon system. Give the numbering to the given continuous carbon chain in such a way that give the numbering in such a way that double bond get lowest possible number. Double bond gets lowest possible number. So this is a second important rule for this IUPAC. Give the numbering for a continuous carbon chain containing carbon-carbon double bond in such a way that your carbon-carbon double bond get the lowest possible number. After that, what you have to consider? You have to consider count the total carbon atoms in a continuous chain. Count the total carbon atoms. Count total carbon atoms in continuous chain. Count the total carbon atoms in a continuous chain, and accordingly what you have to do, you have to give the name as a derivative of parent alkane. You have to count the total number of carbon atoms in a particular continuous chain, and you have to assign the name as a derivative of the parent alkane. After that, what you have to take here, in the next step, you have to replace ANE. You have to replace ANE by the suffix ENE. You have to replace the ANE of the parent derivative of parent alkene by the ENE. Okay, so this is the next step for this assigning the IUPAC name for the particular alkene. Nextly, what you have to do, if geometrical isomerism is possible, then assign cis or trans. If geometrical isomerism is possible, then use the prefix either cis or either trans. So in this way, these are the very simple and important steps for assigning the IUPAC nomenclature system for a particular molecule according to IUPAC nomenclature system. So again I repeat one by one. The first important step is that select the longest continuous chain in a molecule. You have to select the longest continuous chain in your particular molecule. The second important rule is that after selecting the longest continuous chain, you have to give the numbering. You have to give the numbering to the particular continuous carbon chain in such a way that your carbon-carbon double bond get the lowest possible number. So that is the correct method for giving the numbering. After giving the numbering, what you have to do there? Count the total number of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms can be present in a continuous carbon chain? That you have to do there. After giving that, in the next step, Or nextly, what you have to do after giving the total number of carbon atoms, you have to take the derivative of parent alkane. You have to assign the name as a derivative of the parent alkane. After assigning this derivative of the parent alkane, what you have to take? You have to replace ANE of the parent alkane. You have to replace ANE of the parent alkane by the suffix ENE. Okay, you have to replace this ANE by the ENE, and at the last, if suppose in your alkenes, if the geometrical isomerism is possible, if geometrical isomerism is possible, then you have to use the two different type of suffix. Either you may use their cis, or either you may use their trans. So these are the some simple and important steps for assigning the name of alkenes according to IUPAC nomenclature system. Now after studying these simple steps, we are going now to take the simple examples for which we have to assign the IUPAC name. So for this purpose, I take some examples from these alkenes. For that, we can assign the name according to this IUPAC nomenclature system. For this purpose, I take example one by one. First of all, I take here some simple examples. So again, I take here the first simple example as CH2 double bond CH2. This is the first simple example of this alkene family. I take here as an example for assigning the IUPAC nomenclature for this compound. So again, we have to follow that particular steps or that particular rules for assigning the IUPAC nomenclature for this compound. So what is that rules? The first rule is select the longest continuous chain. Only 2 carbon is there, so I select this particular chain. I give the numbering as carbon number 1, this is carbon number 2. How many carbon atom is there? Carbon is equal to 2. That's why name of the parent alkene is a ethane. Name of the parent alkene is a ethane. It is a ethane is there. Now after that, what you have to do? You have to replace this ANE by the ENE. This ANE can be replaced by the ENE. So this word becomes as a ETHENE. Means this ethane becomes ethene. This ethane, ANE replaced by the ENE. After that, what you have to do? You have to give the final name now. So what is the name of this compound? This compound has the IUPAC name as a ethene. This compound has a IUPAC name as a ethene. And why this is so? Because this compound has one carbon-carbon double bond. That's why we can replace this ANE by the ENE. So the name of this compound is called as the ethene. So ethene is called as the IUPAC name for this compound. This is the ethene. Now if I take suppose next example as CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2. This is the second example. For this example, we are going to assign the IUPAC nomenclature system. So again, select the longest continuous chain. So for this purpose, I select this longest continuous chain. Now give the numbering in such a way that this carbon-carbon double bond get the lowest possible number. So this is the first, this second, this is the third. So what is the name of the parent alkane? The name of the parent alkane is a propane. Propane is the name of the parent alkane. We have to take the derivative of that, and that's why this ANE can be replaced by the ENE. So the name of this compound is a propene. Name of the compound is a propene. So propene is called as the IUPAC name for this compound CH3 single bond CH double bond CH2. Now again I take the next example now. If I take here CH3 single bond CH2 single bond CH double bond CH2. Now this is the third example for our discussion to assigning the IUPAC nomenclature. Now in this case, what you have to do? You have to again select the longest continuous chain. Now there are two different methods or ways to give the numbering. To give the numbering to this particular carbon system, you may give the numbering from left hand side to the right hand side, or secondly you may assign the system from right hand side to the left hand side. For example, I already take here both the numbers I shown here. I take here first carbon, for example, this second carbon, this is a third carbon, this is a fourth carbon. This is one of the possible method to give the numbering. Or secondly, you may give the numbering like this. First, this is a second carbon, this is a third carbon, and this is a fourth carbon. Now, if we compare both the numbering system, one numbering system is a correct and second numbering system is a wrong. Now we have to decide now which numbering system is a proper method to give the that particular numbering. So we know the rule number second, that give the numbering to the longest continuous chain in such a way that your carbon carbon double bond get the lowest possible number. So if we compare from the first numbering system, your carbon double bond carbon get the first lowest possible number. But according to the second numbering system, what happens? Your double bond get the third number. It is not a lowest possible number. That's why what you have to take here, we have to follow the first numbering system, that is from right hand to the left hand, and that's why there is a correct method for assigning the numbering to the particular carbon continuous chain. So we have to follow that particular numbering. Now, after giving the numbering, what you have to take into consideration? We have to take into consideration the derivative of the parent alkane. And what is that? It consists of the 4 carbon atoms, and that's why the name of the parent alkane is a butane. That is, the butane is there. After that, we have to take into consideration what is the position of this particular carbon-carbon double bond. What is the position? So that position is in between carbon number 1 and carbon number 2, and that's why the name of this alkene is nothing but the 1-butene. Name of this alkene is a 1-butene. Why this is a 1-butene? 1 stands for the position. This 1 stands for the position of which? Position of this carbon-carbon double bond. But stands for 4 carbon atoms, and this ENE stands for the compound containing this carbon-carbon double bond. So this is a complete name for this compound called as the 1-butene. Now again, I take the one more example. CH3 single bond CH2 single bond CH double bond CH single bond CH3. This is the next example. Now for this compound, if we want to assign the name, for this compound, what you have to take into consideration? Again, you have to select the longest continuous chain. You have to select the longest continuous chain. I take here one more substituent, for example. If I replace this by like this CH3, I take this some improvement in this compound. I take the another type of one substituent can be added here. So this is a CH3CH single bond CH3 single bond CH double bond CH single bond CH3. Now we are interested to assign the name for this particular compound. So again we have to follow the same rules. So if we follow the rule number first, select the longest continuous chain. Now what is that longest continuous chain? This is a first, second, third, fourth and fifth chain containing 5 carbon atoms. Now in the second step, what you have to do? We have to give the numbering for the longest continuous chain in such a way that your carbon double bond carbon get the lowest possible number. And what is that proper numbering system? From left hand side, if I give the numbering, your double bond get 1, 2, 3, third number. On the other hand, if we give the numbering from the right hand side, it gives a 1, 2, 3, means it get the second lowest possible number, and that's why I give the numbering in such a way that first, this second carbon, this is the third carbon, this is the fourth carbon, and this is called as the fifth carbon. So this is a proper numbering for a particular longest continuous carbon chain. After that, what you have to take into consideration? You have to take into consideration the name of the parent alkane. Now what is the name of this parent alkane? 5 carbon atom containing alkane is called as the pentane. This is called as the pentane. Then replace this ANE of the pentane by the ENE. So that word becomes pentene. That becomes pentene. After that, what is the position of carbon-carbon double bond? The position is at the second carbon atom. That double bond is present. That's why that word becomes 2-pentene. That becomes 2-pentene. At the same time, one substituent is there at the carbon number 4. One methyl substituent is there at the carbon number 4, and that's why the complete IUPAC name for this compound is a 4-methyl 4-methyl dash. But the position of carbon carbon double bond, it is a 2. That's why it is a 4 dash methyl dash 2 pentene. 4 dash methyl dash 2 pentene. It is a complete IUPAC name for this particular compound. This is a example number 4th. Now I take one more example now. If for example I take here such a type of example, CH3 single bond C, single bond CH3, single bond CH3, single bond CH2, single bond CH, double bond CH2. Now if I take such a type of example now, again we are interested to assign the IUPAC name for this particular compound. So what you have to take here, again you have to select the longest continuous chain. So again it is a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 containing 5 carbon atoms. So I give the numbering such that carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, carbon number 4, and this is carbon number 5. So parent alkene is a pentane. Double bond is present at the first carbon atom. So it is a 1 pentene. At the same time, 2 methyl groups are present at this 4th number carbon. That's why the complete IUPAC name of this compound is a 4, 4 dimethyl 1 pentene. It is a 4, 4 dimethyl 4, 4 dimethyl 1 pentene. It is a 4, 4 dimethyl dash 1 pentene. 4, 4 stands for the 2 methyl groups at the 4th number carbon atom, and this 1 stands for position of this carbon carbon double bond, and pentene stands for compound containing 5 different carbon atoms. So this is the next example for this nomenclature system, and I take here one more example here. For example, the compound is like this: C double bond C, single bond CH3, single bond CH3, single bond Cl, single bond H. If such a type of compound is there, C double bond C, CH3, C double bond C, single bond Cl, single bond CH3. Now for such a type of compound, if we want to assign the IUPAC name, so what you have to do? Now just looking toward this type of compound, we get one idea, or we get one hint that such a type of arrangement if there, then one type of the isomer that we discussed in the last 2 lectures, that is a geometrical isomerism, that concepts can be used for such a type of structure of the compound. So what happens? Carbon double bond carbon is there. Now you have to look towards what is the relative position of the similar groups. Now what are the 2 similar groups? This is a first methyl, this is a second methyl. These are the 2 similar groups present on a 2 olefinic carbon. These are the 2 olefinic carbon. So we have to take into consideration, this is nothing but the example of the geometrical isomerism. After that, again we have to follow the rules for this IUPAC nomenclature system. So again we have to give the numbering. Now how to give the numbering for this particular compound? So again give the numbering in such a way that this chlorine is there, that is one substituent. At the same time, that numbering must give the lowest possible number to the carbon carbon double bond. Now for example, I give the numbering from this end, it is a 1, 2, 3. From the left hand side it is a 1, 2, 3. So double bond get the same number from this particular either these 2 methods, but this substituent is there, this substituent must get the lowest number. So for this purpose I give the numbering like this: carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, and this is a carbon number 4. So this is numbering to the particular system: 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now what is the complete name of this compound? Complete IUPAC name. So what is that? 2-chloro. It is a 2-chloro, that is the position of this chlorine atom. So this is the 2-chloro dash. Now these 2 similar groups are present on the same side of the double bond. That's why this compound is a 2-chloro dash cis-2-butene. It is a 2-chloro dash cis 2 butene, 2 chloro dash cis 2 butene. It is a complete IUPAC name of this particular compound. In this, 2 is nothing but the position of chlorine atom, cis is nothing but the presence of geometrical isomerism. Why this is so? Because two methyl groups are present on the same side of the double bond. Then 2 stands for position of the carbon-carbon double bond, and butene stands for compound containing the 4 carbon atoms in a particular alkene. So these are the different examples for discussing this IUPAC nomenclature system. So we can say that this is a very important method for assigning the name for a particular alkene called as the IUPAC nomenclature system. So in the today's video lecture, we discuss the two important methods of nomenclature for alkenes. First is called as a common name system, and second system is called as the IUPAC nomenclature system. So with this, I stop here. Thank you so much.